Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Gone! Here we go now. Blue 90!
They'll run it here. This is Buck Allen. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here we go now. Blue 90! Blue 90! All right, now, look at 56. Look at...
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Caught by Snead over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
On second down, here's Jackson. To the right side and complete to Hurst. And he's brought down. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting...
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. The former Buckeye, Cameron Hayward. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. And they went for a big play through the air on second down, couldn't connect. Now it's third. The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Allen here on the screen. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence. It allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 20.
Let's go now.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now Roethlisberger. This is Bell on the dump off. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 14 yards in a Steeler first.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Leopard!
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First catch of the game for Crabtree. It's a first down. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Leopard! Back to 99 Philly, here we go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Leopard!
On second down, Jackson. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to go out of bounds, taking it down inside the 25. A gain of 32 that time. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 23. A first carry now for Alex Collins. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Leopard!
Now Jackson on second down. Drops it underneath for Collins. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Now Jackson on first down. A right side catch by Crabtree. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Michael Crabtree, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens are in for 6. Justin Tucker for the extra point. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this.
Leopard!
They go play action with Jackson. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 3rd down, Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. This quarterback now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Jackson on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. And incomplete on the deep ball. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. 3rd down here.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Jackson. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
All right, let's go get it now, all right?
Now Roethlisberger on first down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, this
What's
is
going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is it blind squirrel finding a nut, or is it something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Jack 16. Set. Block 80. 8. Squirrel. Monday.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. There he goes inside the 30. Man open left side is Brown. Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
66. Set.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
And Boswell's kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, that recipe works. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Terrell Suggs in on the tackle.
You got it. Here we go. Jack 16. Let's go, sir.
Play action. Now Roethlisberger. And that's complete to Jesse James. First target, first catch, and a first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Now a first down carry by Bell. He spins free. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Let's go now.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. Throw left side taken in by Washington. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
Let's go.
Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger will throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now Jackson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Here we go now. 3-19.
On second down, here's Jackson. Being chased out left. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. The Ravens on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Play action. It's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now.
Black 80.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And some room to maneuver. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And now running right through it. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. You gave the stat early on that he's one of just 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards last year, and then you said they needed to bottle him up for under 100 yards. He's way under 100 yards.
Bottom line, he's had virtually no success whatsoever.
And because of that, among a couple other reasons, they're down on the scoreboard.
Snickers, you got to spin. Let's go.
Now Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Snickers, 66. Black 30.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And no, it's incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. So they finally get their first trip to the red zone, and it ends with nothing.
And that's what I'm going to focus on with you because you teed it up really well. Finally get to the red zone. So there's got to be a little bit of frustration because they haven't moved the ball as well as they wanted to all game. Now they get there, but we got to go for it because we don't know if we're going to get back here again. We don't know how many opportunities because they've been sputtering a little bit.
Absolutely. At this stage in the second half, to get there and not get it for the first time, tough.
Leopard!
The drive begins with a run by Dixon. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
Leopard! 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 Leopard!
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. On second down, it's Dixon. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Dancing to his left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. It's complete to Brown, right side. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to sling this, and that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
To throw is Jackson. Caught by Snead over the middle. And down inside the 15 he goes. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. On first down, they go with Dixon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now right out of the 2-minute break, We'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Leopard!
They stay on the ground with Dixon. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. On the give, this is Dixon. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. So that'll back them up 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Try and get it all back with one big shot right there, but even if successful, that doesn't get them all the way back to where they need to be. Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Jack 16. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Roethlisberger to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
They'll start the drive with Dixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.